Have you been to Seattle and got overwhelmed by the noise, the pollution and the busyness? Well, come with me on a visit to Bainbridge Island for some calm and tranquility across the Puget Sound. I'm starting to get a bit fed up of central Seattle now. It's just really noisy and busy, and I'm not a city boy. So I've heard about a ferry that goes to an island called Bainbridge Island, which is a commuter area into Seattle, but far enough away from the city sounds, sights and smells to go for a day trip, I think. But we've got about 20 minutes to get to the ferry port terminal place near Pike Market down on the waterfront, and then we've got a 35-minute ferry for about $9 return to get over to Bainbridge. So let's go and get the ferry.
They should just schedule them for the PM shift, right?
Yeah. So we've got about 7 minutes to get to the ferry to buy the ticket and then get on before it leaves. Otherwise we've got an hour to wait. And the ferry terminal is close to King County Jail, one of the most dangerous, roughest jails in the US. So I'd rather get on the boat if I can. Hello, can I get a ticket to Bainbridge Island, please?
$7 on it.
This one,
Yeah. Okay.
1025, please. Ahead flight card, silver strip is facing you and down.
It's still balancing there?
Well, yeah, they've got any balances.
Go, enjoy
Thank
your
you.
ride.
Thanks. On board the ferry here to Bainbridge Island, there are a lot of different seats and areas of the boat to sit. There are tables with chess and Monopoly and card games. There's a little restaurant, cafe place in the middle of the boat, a couple of screens with information on, individual seats, bench seats, table seats, all with windows. There are toilets as well. There's a bottom deck, a middle deck, and then the top deck outside. And there's a lot of space outside to walk around the ship. that's where I'm heading now, right to the back of the ship just before we leave Seattle. Just made it. My card wouldn't scan at the ticket office, but yeah, just made it. The boat is about ready to leave.
Alcoholic beverages must be consumed in the galley. Thank you for your attention.
Welcome to the Washington State Ferries. As we work together to ensure our ride today is safe and enjoyable, please be advised Washington is wrestled for the time set by law enforcement. Thank you for respecting your crew and each other as we all sail together.
So the ferry leaves the Seattle docks around once an hour to Bainbridge Island, and it takes about 35 minutes across the Puget Sound. It's quite a scenic crossing. We pass by small islands. It's also incredibly windy and freezing cold at this time of year. The ferry just to get away from Seattle for a bit. The noise and the pollution from the cars and all of the people were getting on my nerves slightly. So I thought I would come to the closest island by ferry, which is Bainbridge Island. There are a couple of others that are a bit farther away, but the ferries are less frequent. And a lot of them you do need a car to be able to travel around. Bainbridge Island is apparently really walkable. It looks like we're just coming into Bainbridge Island now. The ship started to slow down, the engines cut out, we're just drifting into the harbour. Lots of nice houses along the waterfront here. Couple of $1 million each, I'd assume. Couple of yachts moored out in the harbour. Manicured lawn, US flag flying. It's the American dream, right? So we're now on Bainbridge Island. The arrival was nothing special, just an industrial park. We did stand having to wait at the crossing for about 25 minutes to get across. But we're now in the middle of Bainbridge Island. in keeping with the character of this town, it seems. Nice houses, luxury yacht, some fish in the water here. So Bainbridge Island today may be a luxury neighbourhood of Seattle, just across the water from the city, with its nice housing, quaint little villages, walkway along the shoreline. But it's also got a bit of a troubling history as well. In 1792, Captain George Vancouver, the same guy that mapped the coast of Ketchikan, came here, and he was trying to find a passage with the HMS Discovery, the Agate Passage, but he didn't manage to do this, so he left. When the US gained independence, the US Navy came to here to map the coastline and to survey the Pacific Northwest, to add to their maps. And what they found was a Suquamish tribe of native Indians, which were getting in the way of the Americanization of this part of the US. So in 1855, the tribe gave up their right to the land that is now Bainbridge Island, and agreed to live in a reservation, which they still live in, not far north of here. And in 1942, the first generation of Japanese migrants who lived on Bainbridge, a couple of hundred of them I think, were rounded up and imprisoned and kept in a camp throughout the Second World War on suspicion of being spies. And a lot of the Japanese were then taken to the mainland. They'd lived on Bainbridge Island since 1883, but they had the property taken off them. It's now become an affluent district of Seattle. A lot of the business executives and wealthy families who work in the city in Seattle live here, and they commute on a daily basis on the ferry that we got here on. So the city of Winslow is basically the only settlement on the island. It's expanded so much that the whole island is essentially known as Winslow City now. So I don't actually know where I'm going here. There aren't many pavements. I've lost the main town, and now I'm in some neighbourhood with lots of no trespassing, private drives, people sat outside having barbecues, a speed limit of 10 miles an hour. But the crowds have disappeared. There are now nobody. I guess there are a lot of retirement communities here on Bainbridge. I've seen a few retirement homes right next to funeral homes and private hospitals and clinics. I haven't seen any families yet. Maybe it's the wrong time of day. I saw one nursery. I had a look in the estate agent's window, and the average price of a house is being sold by Sotheby's International Realty Company. The average price seems to be about $2.4 million on this island. So, a bit out of my price range just for now. When I think of American houses, this is exactly what I think of. Wooden clad porch, driveway, garage, 5 to 6 bedrooms. Pickup truck outside, a balcony. I just need to figure out how to get back to the ferry. My phone doesn't seem to have a signal on this island. The majority of businesses on this island seem to be real estate brokers or auctioneers, wealth managers, ship brokers, or old age care businesses. A couple of antique shops as well. Resisting, because I know if I go into an antique shop I'll end up buying something expensive that doesn't fit in my cabin bag to get home. There's also a couple of vineyards here on the island, but I swear the majority accent I'm hearing is Scottish. I did not know that Bainbridge Island was a retirement home for Scots. Scottish and Canadians seem to be the majority people here. So if you know what that is, the Marla Clark Foods, let me know. Apparently it's Emmy Award winning. Is this a US thing? Is there a whole program about food law safety cases? Well, they're based on Bainbridge Island if you ever wanted to know. So I think I'm going to head back to the ferry. I've got 10 seconds left on this SD card and I've been walking around for a couple of hours, so I'll see you back in Seattle. So there's a sheltered area at the back of the top deck of the ship. It's got great views behind the ship, but I thought I would come here just to get out of the wind. There's a really cold, chilly wind today. Those silly people stood outside in the cold when you can see the same view from up here. So it's definitely a lot quieter on the ferry going back to Seattle. About 3:30ish. You can actually move. There's maybe 50 people on board. Coming here there was 300 probably. I wonder if a lot of people actually do live on Bainbridge Island, or the tourists came on the first boat and then stayed on and went back straight to Seattle. It's a nice island. I don't think I'd bother coming back. A bit like Seattle, there's just not that much to do. But it was a nice day trip, nice day out, away from the busyness of central Seattle. This is the MV Tacoma. We came over on the ship that you from us. I can't say the name of the other one. It had a native Indian name. Yeah, we should be back in Seattle in about 35-40 minutes time, and then back to the hotel, I think, for the night. People's car alarms keep going off, and there's announcements every couple of seconds to get somebody to go and turn their alarm off. Every time the boat bumps over a wave, a car alarm goes off. So what did you think of that short day trip across from the hustle and bustle of Seattle to the picturesque country lanes and bougie restaurants of Bainbridge Island? My highlight is the ferry journey itself. It's only short, but it's really picturesque, and I definitely recommend it for just over $9 return. You could be there and back a couple of times a day and it wouldn't break the bank. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Have you taken the ferry across to Bainbridge Island when you've been in Seattle, or are you planning to? Or are there any other islands you think are worth visiting when you're in Seattle? Because there are probably 5 or 6 that you can take. So let me know in the comments. Give this video a like, thumbs up, subscribe as well. We've got a couple more videos from some future trips coming. Probably 1 or 2 more from Seattle as well. So thanks for watching. Bye everyone.